Good morning everyone. This is Shilpa from BVRIT. Today we are going to explain the topic ambiguous grammar, subject compiler design. Before going to that, what is meant by the ambiguous grammar? We are going to produce the more number of one or more number of parse trees, either that is an leftmost derivation or rightmost derivation. That grammar is called as ambiguous grammar. How we are going to eliminate the ambiguous grammar? Using the two methods, that is left recursion as well as the left factoring. Now we are going to explain one by one. The first one is a left recursion. Suppose we are going to take the grammar form is A is implies A alpha or beta. If suppose your grammar form is A is implies A alpha or beta, now you are going to produce the new production rules. A is implies beta A dash is implies alpha A dash or epsilon. You are going to introduce the new symbol, that is an A dash. Now A is implies beta A dash or A dash is implies alpha A dash or epsilon. If suppose your production are in the form, how you are going to identify that one? If suppose your production left hand side symbol as well as right hand side symbol start with the same, then that production consisting of left recursion. Now you are going to apply the left recursion. Suppose you are going to take the simple example. Now you are going to take the productions E is implies E plus T or T is implies T star F or F is implies within the braces E is followed by ID. Now you are going to take the first production E is implies E plus T or T. Now let us observe your production start with the E. Left-handed symbol is also same. Now your production consisting of left recursion. Now you are going to apply the formula A is implies A is followed by alpha, then beta. Now your production rule is A is implies beta A dash is implies alpha A dash or epsilon. Now you are going to write the new productions. Now within the A, you are going to write capital E. E is implies what is beta? T. T is followed by, now you are going to introduce the new symbol, that is A dash. Now here your symbol is E. Now you are going to introduce the symbol E dash. Now E dash is implies what is alpha plus T is followed by epsilon. Means using this first production, you are going to produce the new productions. That is E is implies T E dash is implies plus T or epsilon. Now same you are going to take the second production. T is implies T star F or F. Now your form is what? Now left hand side symbol is T as well as right hand side symbol is also T. Means your production consisting as left recursion. Now you are going to apply the form A is implies A is followed by alpha, then followed by beta. Now your productions are A is implies beta A dash. Now A dash is implies alpha A dash or epsilon. Now your productions are in the place of A, you should write capital T. Capital T is implies what is B? F. Now you are going to introduce the new symbol, that is an T dash. Now T dash is implies what is alpha? Star F is followed by epsilon. Now you are going to produce the new productions too. T is implies FT dash. T dash is implies star F or epsilon. Now go for the third production. F is implies within the braces E is followed by ID. Let us understand, your left hand side symbol is F and your right hand side symbol is open brace. Means there is no matching of left hand side as well as right hand side. Now your production does not contain the left factoring. Means this production is in the correct format. Now your final productions after eliminating the left recursion, your final productions using the first production, you are going to produce E is implies T dash and E dash is implies plus T or epsilon. Using the second production, you are going to produce T is implies Ft dash and T dash is implies star F or epsilon. Your final production you are not going to change, that is F is implies within the braces E is followed by ID. This is your final productions. Let us take and understand the next example also. Now you are going to take the second example. A is implies AB, D, AD or A. B is implies BB or B. Okay. And now you eliminate the left recursion. Now you are going to take the first example. A is implies ABD or your production means within the beta you are going to take the A. Means first production is followed by third production. Now all of you know that your formula is A is implies A alpha or beta. Your newly productions or A is implies beta A dash is implies alpha A dash or epsilon. Now you are going to apply the same form. Now within this A is followed by A, then alpha, then beta. Left hand side symbol, right hand side symbol is same. Now you are going to apply the left recursion. Now your final result is A is implies what is beta? Small a, then followed by A dash, newly introduced symbol. Now A dash is implies what is alpha? B followed by D or A dash or epsilon. Okay, now same you are going to apply. A is implies your second production AA or A. Same you are going to take beta as A. Now A followed by A. This is an alpha. This is beta. Now you are going to apply the form. A is implies what is beta? A is followed by newly introduced symbol, that is an A dash. Now A dash is implies, then what is beta? A is followed by A dash or epsilon. A dash is implies. Now go for the third production. B is implies BB or B. Now you are going to apply A followed by A, then this is an alpha, this is an beta. Now you are going to apply A, within place of A should write the B. B is implies what is beta? Small b is followed by newly introduced symbol is B dash, and then B dash is implies what is alpha? Capital B is followed by newly introduced symbol is B dash or epsilon. Now your final productions are A is implies A dash. Now A is implies A dash, means don't repeat again. And A dash is implies BD A dash or A dash or epsilon. This production is followed by this production, and the remaining are capital B is implies small b, B dash is implies B dash or epsilon. These are the final productions. Finally, you are going to remember that left hand side symbol as well as right hand side symbol is start with the same. Then you are going to apply the left recursion. Now let us start with the left factoring. If suppose your productions are in the form A is implies alpha beta 1, alpha beta 2, means your right hand side productions start with the same symbol, that whole consider as alpha, means remaining all consider as beta 1 is followed by beta 2, beta 3 up to n productions. Now your newly written grammar is A is implies whatever the common symbol that is alpha is followed by newly introduced symbol that is an A dash. Now A dash is implies beta 1 or beta 2. Okay. Now go for the simple example. A is implies AB, A means your productions are start with the same symbol, means now you are going to apply the left factoring method. Let us go for the second production also. B is followed by B, means the same symbol start with the same symbol, means you are going to apply the left factoring methods. Let us start with the first one. A is implies AB or A or A. Now this is an A is followed by alpha, remaining all consider as beta 1. The same common symbols of three productions consider as alpha, remaining string consider as beta 1, beta 2. This is alpha. Beta 3 is an epsilon. Okay. Now your new productions are A is implies alpha, A dash. Now in this case the same symbol. A is implies what is alpha? Here small a followed by newly introduced symbol that is an A dash. Now A dash is implies beta 1, beta 2, beta 3. What is beta 1? Capital A, capital B is followed by capital A. Next one is epsilon. Then go for the second production, that is B is implies B capital B or B. Let us start with this is an alpha, this is beta 1, this is alpha, this is an beta 2, this is A. Now your new productions are A is implies, means here B is implies what is alpha, small b is followed by newly introduced symbol that is an B dash, then followed by B dash is implies what is beta 1, capital B or epsilon. Means just whenever you are going to introduce the new symbol according to the left hand side symbol. Left hand side symbol is B, newly introduced symbol is B dash. Left hand side symbol is A, newly introduced symbol is A dash. Like that you are going to introduce the new symbols. Then your final productions are, then A is implies A dash, and A dash is implies AB or A or epsilon. Now B is implies B dash, B dash is implies beta A. These are the final productions. Now let us go for the next example. Okay. Next example we are going to discuss A is implies A, B, C, D, G, C, D, E, B, C, D, F, B. Let us understand the right hand side productions. These two productions are same. These three productions are same. Now individually we are going to consider. A is implies AB, B or AB. Means this is an alpha, this is beta 1, this is alpha, this is beta 2, this A is implies. Now newly productions are A is implies what is alpha, A is followed by A dash, newly introduced symbol. Then A dash is implies what is beta 1, B or capital B. Let us take the next one. A is implies C, D, G or C, D, E, B or C, D, F, B. Now observe the right hand side productions. C, D and C, D are same. This is considered as alpha, 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 then followed by beta 1, this is beta 2, this is beta 3. Now newly productions are A is implies what is alpha, CD is followed by your newly introduced symbol A dash is already completed. Now you are going to take the A double dash. Now A double dash is implies what is beta 1, G is followed by beta 2 is EB is followed by B3 is F beta. Now your final productions are A is implies A dash, or CD A double dash. Now A dash is implies BB or B and A double dash is implies G or EB or FB. These are the final productions. Means using these two methods, you are going to remove the ambiguity for a given grammar. Whenever you are going to apply the top-down parsers, that grammar is an ambiguous free. If ambiguous is there, must and should, you are going to remove the ambiguity for a given grammar using these two methods. Either that is applicable for either left recursion or left factoring. Which one is applicable for your grammar? According to that, you are going to remove the ambiguous. Then only you go for the top-down parsers. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.